That's where they were to start. I'm not sure. They might have been switched, but that's where they were to start.
Testing. Testing 1 2.
Is this different than you had the other day?
Yes, he switched up with us.
Oh.
Testing. Testing 1 2.
No, that seems like I can hear you.
Testing 1 2.
Test, test, test. Can you hear me also, Garrett?
Colby.
Sorry. It's like a mental block.
Testing. Better?
Test 1 2. I'm okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to James Buchanan High School for this evening's girls basketball game between your James Buchanan Lady Rockets and the Halifax Wildcats. Tonight we have a special guest on Coach's Corner. We're adding a segment to our live presentation, and we have Coach Becky Miller, who Coach Miller is graduated from James Buchanan. She attended from 1991 to 1995. She was a 1,000-point scorer. She scored 1,683 points, the most points for any James Buchanan basketball player in the school's history. She went on to play basketball at Millersville University from 1995 to 99. She was a 4-year letter person, a letter woman at Millersville. She's a chemistry teacher at the high school. And we wanted to bring Coach Miller on tonight and ask her a few questions. So, Coach Becky Miller, thank you for joining us tonight on the live broadcast.
Thank you, Larry. It's an honor to be here.
We want to ask you a few questions, Coach Miller. First of all, what has been your biggest challenge during the COVID season?
I think for everybody, it's the uncertainty. You don't know if you're going to get a text, an email, a phone call of what's going to change that day. So just kind of knowing you have to roll with the punches, because you might get a phone call saying this is going to happen or this isn't going to happen or this has got changed to this or that. And just sort of having to go with the flow has probably, sometimes your patience runs out, but that's been the biggest challenge, just not knowing what each day is going to bring, I think.
From a personal perspective, Coach, I just want to thank you and your team and your coaching staff, because I think you guys have done an excellent job in handling the situation throughout the course of this season so far.
Thanks.
What's it like playing in front of limited crowds this season? That's been a tough thing, I think, for you.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you talk about, like, the tip-off tournament is always so exciting. There's always packed gyms, and it brings so much energy. It is different, especially when you come out at the warm-ups, I think, for the girls. But in a way, too, coaches, just like players, kind of get into a zone during the game. So I don't know how much they think about the crowd as they're just focused on, trying to win and trying to play their best. And I think coaching-wise, I feel that way, too. I don't hear anything the crowd says. You might think, well, if there's less people, you hear, what parents are saying or what fans are saying. But I kind of just block it out, I guess, as a coach. And but it is, obviously it's wonderful that we can stream the games and our community can be a part of it that way. And it's neat to see how many people are watching. But, yeah, it's definitely different, that's for sure.
Yeah. What area has your team improved the most thus far that you've recognized after 5 games this season?
I really like a couple of things. We've really worked hard on pick and roll offense, and so we're getting a lot better at reading it. Our rollers are getting a lot better at catching and finishing. And I think our team rebounding has gotten a lot better since the start of the season. We have some height and we have some physicality underneath, but our guards, we have some really good scrappy guards who get after it too. So we have that philosophy that we want to, on defense, one shot and be done. Let's get this rebound and let's get going. So probably our pick and roll offense and executing and just hitting the boards hard. The
impressive part of that is your 2 leading scorers are your 2 leading rebounders, and Mackenzie Stone and Carly Sollenberger. So that's a big plus too when they're willing to do the dirty work as well as scoring. So that's great. How have the last few games gone for your team at this point?
Well, I thought we had one not so good game. Our first game was kind of ugly, and we didn't play well, and we knew it. We had good practices after that, and really the last 4 games I felt good about. I felt like we're improving. Our effort is really good. Our energy's been good. Our fight, just that, competitiveness has been good. So, sometimes the ball doesn't go in for us and it goes in more for the other team, and you have to live with that. But I have been very pleased with our effort.
Good. With the loss to Chambersburg last evening, what did you learn from that setback? Chambersburg, obviously, being a larger school, but we've always been very competitive. What did we learn from that setback?
Yeah, we talk a lot about the bounce back or the comeback being bigger than the setback, so we say that a lot. So hopefully tonight we'll have a good bounce back. I think we learned turnovers hurt us, and turnovers hurt us last season, so they kind of crept in last night, and especially the unforced ones, the ones where the other, Chambersburg didn't make a fabulous play. We just sort of rushed and we pressed and we, kind kind of just went too fast for ourselves instead of slowing it down a little bit. So hopefully tonight we'll have that feel a little bit better of when to push and when to slow down and just set things up.
Tell me a little bit about tonight's game and what are some of the things that you want to see from your team versus the Halifax Wildcats?
Well, Halifax has a scorer. They have a, she's not only a 1,000-point scorer, she's Halifax's all-time leading scorer. So we don't know a whole lot about them because we haven't played them before, or not for many years. But in a way, I think it's similar to Shippensburg. We kept Shippensburg's team. Only one girl scored in double figures that game, but she scored 29 points. So I think tonight there's potential for Halifax to have a big score. Can we limit her to under 20? I think that's going to be a big key for us.
It'll be a challenge, and I know you guys will be up for the challenge. I was asked to ask two more questions that I didn't originally put on yours. And
sure.
First is I was asked who is the barn ball person who dominates the most when you guys are playing barn ball with the family?
Oh my!
I hear a lot of different names flying around there.
Oh geez.
You don't want to say yourself? Come on now.
No, I'm not. I mean, if they leave me open enough, I guess I can have an influence. But probably my cousin Jed is pretty. He's pretty hardcore. He does not like to lose, so he plays pretty hard. Now, Coach Stoner, Coach Eric, when he wants to, sometimes he takes it easy. I think when he really is fired up and is going against the right person, sometimes he can be pretty dominant too.
And the other part is, who's your favorite nephew?
Oh goodness!
And you know where that came from today.
Yeah. I have three wonderful nephews.
That's a loaded question, Coach. But on behalf of our sports broadcast, we want to wish you all the best tonight.
Thank you.
We thank you for giving us some time today to do this and add this segment to our broadcast.
Yeah, this has been fun.
So good luck to you, and thanks again.
All right. Thanks, Larry.
Have you?
Thanks, Coach. Glad to be here. I listened to some of our other colleagues from other districts do this, and I thought we could do a good job ourselves. So I'm anxious to take part here this evening.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you aboard, Rod. It looks to be a good contest. Halifax is coached by Kevin Stephan. They come into tonight's game at 3-2. They're currently seated third in District 3 for AA. Halifax is led in scoring by 5'10" senior guard forward number 31, Montana Paul. She has 106 points for the season, averaging 21 points per game with 10 three-point field goals. So that's going to be a challenge for the Rockets to stop her. Obviously, she's a good inside-out player, so that's going to be a hefty task for the Rockets tonight. Their second leading scorer is junior center forward Samantha Mannion. She has 50 points on the senior season and averaging 10 per game. She's a junior center forward that stands 5'10". So again, the Rockets have a task ahead of them for tonight to stop their two leading scorers. Halifax last played on January 29th, and they beat Julietta High School 45-26. So we'll see what happens in being able to hold down Paul tonight. James Buchanan is coached by Coach Becky Miller. She's coming into tonight with a record of 2-3. They're currently seated, the Lady Rockets, 13th in District 3 4A power rankings. They're led by sophomore Mackenzie Stoner, who has 68 points on the season. She's averaging 13.6 points per game with 37 rebounds, 11 steals, and 7 three-point field goals. Their second leading scorer is junior Carly Sollenberger, who's coming in tonight's contest with 61 points on the season, averaging 12.2 points per game and 33 rebounds, 13 assists, 9 steals, and 9 three-point field goals. So when I look at this, Rod, that both leading scorers hit the glass tonight, that's going to be something that needs to continue for the Rockets, for them to control the painted area. Lastly on the boards, Campbell Daly has 33 rebounds for the season. So those three folks are going to be key to tonight's contest with the Halifax Wildcats. So I'm going to send it over to you, Rod, with the starting lineups first for the James Buchanan Rockets.
Sure, Coach. Looking forward to the contest tonight. It's nice to see a different team. We play a lot of our local teams in a lot of our league games, and it's kind of interesting to see us play against Halifax here this evening. I think the girls are getting some of the rust off. This is their sixth game, I guess, Coach, and after a delayed start to the season. But I've enjoyed watching them so far, and look forward to a good contest here again this evening. So starting for the Lady Rockets this evening will be number 13, Morgan Shugart, number 20, Ashley Dukart, number 21, Carly Sollenberger, number 25, Campbell Daly, and number 45, Mackenzie Stoner. And as Coach already talked about and interviewed earlier, coached by head coach Becky Miller. And the starting lineup for the Halifax Wildcats is number 3, Eliza Steinhauer, number 13, Caitlin Wells, number 20, Samantha Mannion, number 31, Montana Paul, and number 44, Kirsten Mannion.
Tonight's officials for this game will be Willie Harris, Mr. John Baumgardner, and Mr. John Dentler. They'll be officiating tonight's contest. Again, we're going to see tonight, if you're wondering how Halifax was added to the schedule with COVID and the different things that occur to schedules and cancellations, many teams throughout the season are looking for additional games if they lose games. So we've always had a relationship with Halifax High School, and it's always been a very good one, a very competitive one. So we obliged in picking up an additional game. So we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to a really good contest. The Rockets lost a tough loss last night in Chambersburg. So traveling, Coach Miller this week has a couple games, and at this point practices are very limited. It's more games to try to get in before that district deadline. She would look forward to this challenge tonight. We had a 55-42 loss at Chambersburg last evening. Tough loss, had good starts to quarters, good ending to quarters, but we forgot about the middle part of the game, Rod. So that was sort of tough last night. So hopefully we can, as Coach said, we can rebound tonight and move forward to tonight's game. So it's something that I think that the Lady Rockets are glad to be back on the court right away.
Absolutely, Coach. This whole the last 11 months has been an exercise in flexibility, both at the sporting sense and planning schools, and And I got to be honest, I'm just happy that we're here watching sports this evening. I wouldn't have bet you a whole lot of money over the course of the last 11 months that we'd be here tonight. So we're enjoying every time we can be out here with kids and watch them do their thing.
And certainly I want to make sure that everybody understands. We want to thank the Tuscarora School District. We want to thank Jason Ellis and TelePlus for being able to allow us to do these live streams of all Rocket Athletics for free. So that's something for us, I think, that has been outstanding for our fans that aren't able to attend games.
Absolutely, and obviously we've had to limit some attendance this year because of the COVID precautions, but we are thrilled to be able to do this. I look at this as one of those things that's going to last beyond COVID. We hopefully can keep the momentum for broadcasting and live streaming our contests, even beyond some of the current precautions that we have to take. This is good for our families and good for our students.
And I want to personally thank you, Rod, because you've been a large part of making this thing a reality for us. So I want to thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
We also want to thank our live streaming filming crew, Mr. Colby Starr and Mr. Dylan Swales. They've been a large part, and they've been such a valuable part of what we're doing here, along with Addie Krause, Jade Wolf, and my daughter Maggie Strott, and Jake Benedict, your son. Those folks have been, from the fall to the winter, been such a valuable asset to what we're doing here. Obviously, moving into the audio portion of this, we're doing our best to continue to put on a quality product and improve in what we're doing. So that's what I promise we'll continue to try to do.
Yeah, it's good to have knowledgeable technology kids around us, right, Coach?
Exactly.
Help us out.
And it was great to have Coach Miller extend us the courtesy of giving us a few minutes to be interviewed tonight as well, too. She's tops in my book, I'll tell you that much.
And I think I heard it right. She's the leading scorer in James Buchanan history?
She is the all-time leading scorer in James Buchanan history. And I want to tell you something. When I walk through this gymnasium, she can still light it up.
Several years ago, we played a faculty staff basketball game, and Coach lit it up that day. She was hitting just over half court. She'd spot up and hit everything. So
she can still play. I know that. I had to bring on the barn ball question because there's big debates in her family on this. So that was a question we certainly had to bring up.
A real point of pride in the family.
All right, we're going to go with the national anthem here from the public address announcer, Terry Beagle. I also want to thank our administrative team at James Buchanan High School, Mr. Chip Dickey, our principal, and our assistant principal, Mr. Tom Bradley, for their continued support and attendance at our games and helping out. They've been a tremendous help and asset to our athletic program, and appreciate their support throughout the season. Well, Rod, as the music says, let's get it started. Here we go. We're ready for the tip, and we're ready for the James Buchanan Lady Rockets.
The Lady Rockets have taken the court. Halifax is just about to break the huddle.
Halifax Wildcats, and here we go.
You missed your call.
Coach is getting lots of compliments on his broadcasting skills here already this evening. So,
Stoner and Mannion will tip it off for us. Here we go.
Halifax controls the tip. Sorry, Coach, I missed that.
Mannion with the bucket. Sorry, we had a little delay there. Mannion with the bucket, and she's fouled. Bucket's good.
45.
Mackenzie Stoner with the foul.
Stoner
That's her first.
Yep.
And team's first. Mannion off. Rebounded by Halifax.
Back out top. 3 is good. Number 13, Caitlin Wells hits the 3.
Buchanan with the ball. Shugart comes off of the screen by Daly. The elbow looks, throws inside to Daly. Passes to Stoner for the shot. She's off. Daly hustles. We have a mix-up. Rocket ball.
Good hustle by Daly there to contest the ball in the corner. Rockets keep possession.
Halifax comes out playing a man-to-man defense. Sullenberger with the ball. Screened by Daly. She looks. Nothing. Shugart with the ball. Looks inside. Passes to Ducart. Up top to Daly. Back to Sullenberger. Sullenberger drives to the bucket. Puts up a shot. She's off.
Rebound for number 20 for Halifax.
Samantha Mannion.
Gets back to Wells to run the point. Steal by Stoner.
Stoner brings the ball up the court.
Spots up for the 3. Oh,
in and out. Rebounded by number 44, Kirsten Mannion. Caitlin Wells with the basketball. Top of the key to Samantha Mannion.
Loose ball. Tie up on the floor. That'll be Rockets basketball on the possession. Sullenberger brings the ball up again for the Rockets.
Inside to Daly.
Draws the foul. Looks to be on, we'll wait and see here. I think it's 44. Oh, nope, 14.
Caitlin Wells with her first, team's first. Daly for 2 free throws. She's good on the first one. Nothing but net on the second. Wells with the ball.
Got the ball in deep that time, Coach. Be 31, Montana Paul with the bucket.
Halifax stays in the man. Ducart driving in the lane, looking inside, nothing there. Stoner.
Stoner pops the 3 again. Long on that one.
Wells with another rebound. Montana Paul, back to Wells. Good pass to number 44, Kirsten Mannion for 2. Halifax leads 9-2 with 4:51 left in the first quarter.
Halifax's size is giving the Rockets some trouble here early, Coach.
And there's a steal by number 31, Montana.
Ducart's chasing her down with the foul.
Montana Paul with the bucket. The steal, the bucket, and the foul by the Rockets.
I think it fell off there. I don't think she made it, Coach, but I think it's 2 shots, yeah.
2 shots with Paul stepping to the line.
Gets the first one.
Timeout, Lady Rockets, with 4:42 left in the first quarter. Halifax 10, and James Buchanan Lady Rockets 2. I think at this point, Rod, that the Lady Rockets are struggling with the inside game of Halifax.
Yeah, Halifax has done some nice passing inside, and they're using that size to their advantage. Had several mismatches in there that we just couldn't handle for the Lady Rockets.
Yeah, Mannion and Paul, both of their leading scorers, are very dominant in there at this point. So we'll see if Coach Miller switches up her defense coming out of this timeout or stays with what she's been doing. They really haven't scored a point, I don't believe, at this point outside of the painted area.
Now I believe they were all basically layups or post moves.
So Paul's to the line for her second.
Nice stroke and got the second foul shot. Brings the score to 11-2 Wildcats.
Sullenberger with the basketball. Halifax staying in the man-to-man. Ducart with a foul. Illegal screen. That'll be Ducart's first. Team third. Not what the Rockets needed. Taylor Piper checks in the game for Ducart. Wells with the basketball. Rockets in a 2-3 zone. Halifax being patient, working the ball around the outside, looking inside.
They moved the ball pretty crisply, Coach. That's good rotation here.
Doing a good job double teaming Mannion inside. Wells for a three.
Hits the three.
Shugart with the basketball. Stoner inside the Daly on a
tipped away by number 31.
Low.
Halifax takes over. Faking the corner, pull-up jumper.
Paul's off, and Daly with the rebound. To Sullenberger. We got a foul on number 3 for Halifax.
For first.
Elza Steinhauer, her first, team second. Rocket basketball. This is an important possession, I think, Rod. I think they got to do something.
Yeah, they need
and generate some kind of offense here.
Build a little bit of confidence. They look a little bit back on their heels right now. Like down to a big deficit early.
They look a little out of sync offensively right now.
Oh, it's a second foul. Quick foul on number 3, Steinhauer. Picked up 2 quick ones.
That's her second, team's third. She's going to replace by number 44, Kirsten Mannion, back into the ball game. Sullenberger with the basketball. Looks left. I think one of the biggest things right now, the Lady Rockets, they're not looking at the basket too often. Halifax staying in the man. Sullenberger drives baseline, nothing there. Pitches it to Daly inside the Stoner
inside
for
to
one.
Stoner.
Number 45, Mackenzie Stoner with the bucket. Good ball movement.
It's a good assist by Campbell Daly there to get Mackenzie a nice look. Stoner called for the foul over the top.
That's the type of fouls I'm sure Coach Miller just loses sleep over. It's those types of fouls and the turnovers. It's just that's been the killer for the Lady Rockets at this point of the game. Halifax with the baseline inbounds. Trying to look for Mannion. It's tipped out of bounds by Piper. Stays Halifax ball. Wells with the floater.
Oh, nice.
And it's good.
Nice little runner there into the lane.
Number 13, Caitlin Wells with the bucket. Stoner for 3. Hits the front of the iron. Good hustle by Taylor Piper with the rebound to Sollenberger. Sollenberger looks, dishes to Daly, back out to Shugart. Drives baseline, back to Daly for the shot. Short jumper's off, rebounded by number 31, Montana Paul for Halifax. 2:17 left in the first quarter. Halifax leads 16-4.
Halifax is being patient here, Coach. Build up a nice lead, no hurry. Nope, there's an errant pass. Kind of an unforced error there by the Wildcats, and the Rockets will take over.
Kaylee Hartman into the game for number 13, Morgan Shugart. Rockets going to a little bit more size inside to try to match up with Halifax's size. Sollenberg with the ball. Passes to Stoner on the baseline.
Stolen
Turns
away.
it over. Number 20, Samantha Mannion with the steal. Wells with the basketball.
Corner three, looks a little long. Misses everything. Taylor Piper with the rebound. Up to Carly. Pushes the basketball.
Sollenberger inside
Nice
to Hartman
feed to
for
Hartman.
2. Good assist by Sollenberger and a good put in by Hartman. Wells with the ball.
That's a good push up by the Rockets there. They forced the issue a little bit, sped it up. 3 from the corner. Rebounded. Oh, Stoner with the rebound.
High screen from Hartman. Stoner looks, passes to
Dish,
Hartman inside.
and
Just off, and she is fouled. A great pick and roll there, Rod, for Stoner and Hartman. Hartman set a solid screen.
I didn't catch this at 12. I didn't catch who the foul was on, Coach.
She'll go to the line for 2. I believe the foul was on number 13, Caitlin Wells. It's her second, team's 4th. Number 12 into the game for Caitlin Wells, Kelsey Dobbin. She replaces Wells. Hartman was good on the first. Here's her second. And she's good with the second.
Got the second one also.
She nailed it, Coach. Nothing but net.
She made a nice impact coming in with 4 quick points after coming into the game here late in the first quarter.
Montana Paul handling the ball now. Just looking in. Passes to Dobbins.
Just under a minute left in the first quarter here.
Paul with the ball. Stoner watching Dobbin.
Taking their time, maybe looking for a last shot here. If they can take a, oh, nope. Take that back. Hits a 3.
Paul with the 3. That was a crucial mistake at the end. Towards the end of the quarter. Piper to the hole.
Oh, Piper goes strong.
She's fouled by number 31, Montana Paul.
Paul's first, I believe.
Team's 5th. Oh, excuse me. We had a call that was a charging call against Taylor Piper.
Take that back.
Yes, our mistake. Number 4, Taylor Piper with her first, team 5th. 30-second timeout by Halifax with 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. Halifax 19 and the James Buchanan Lady Rockets 8. That was a tough call for Taylor.
That was a tough call. I guess that was more of the player control type, Coach. Is that? I'm not sure the Halifax player was set, but
even fooled us at that point.
it did. I needed a eraser on my pen. I already had that one marked down errantly, of course.
The Lady Rockets look a little just not playing as hard defensively that we've seen them play. So hopefully Coach Miller can get them going here. Halifax ball. Be brought in by Hannah Rowland.
Montana Paul bring it up.
Rockets in a man-to-man. Kirsten Mannion with the ball. She'll hand off to number 31, Montana Paul. Paul dribbling around, looks inside to Samantha Mannion with a little short shot, missed. Rebound by Campbell Daly. Sullenberger with the ball, brings it up the court.
Pushing up, last second
Shoots,
shot.
And off the mark. So that ends the first quarter, Rod, with the Halifax Wildcats 19 and your James Buchanan Lady Rockets 8. Not the type of start I don't think Coach Miller envisioned tonight.
No, they look, as you said earlier, not looking at the basket a whole lot yet. Look a little disheveled in some ways, and haven't shown a whole lot of offense yet. Halifax is impressive to me, Coach. I think they're well coached. They move the ball well. They're athletic inside and they're big. So I think it's going to be a tough matchup this evening for the Rockets.
I think their two leading scorers in Montana, Paul and Samantha Mannion, really do bring some difficult matchups for the Rockets. So I think that was Coach Miller's desire then to go to Hartman very
Correct.
early in the first quarter to try to match up with some of that size inside. It seemed to work for the remainder of the first. So from that standpoint.
Yeah.
We're good. Yeah.
It's going to be Halifax ball to start the second quarter.
Rowland stays in the game. She's got the ball at the top of the key. Good man-to-man defense by the Lady Rockets, but Taylor Piper's going to foul. That's her second, and that's the Rockets. That's the Lady Rockets' sixth. So we could get into a free throw shooting contest before the end of the first half here, Rod.
Next foul will be in the bonus, and Halifax will be shooting free throws in the 1-on-1.
Rockets staying man-to-man.
Piper's playing tight. Defense has to be careful. He's not too aggressive up top.
Seems like the Lady Rockets' game plan is to match up a smaller guard against the taller Paul outside. They started out with Shugart watching her, and now Taylor Piper's watching her.
Poked away there by Sollenberger, and going to be Rockets ball.
Daly taking the ball out of bounds, and she'll pass it into Sollenberger, who'll bring it up the court. Crosses the timeline. Halifax stays in a man-to-man. Looking for a good possession here. Oh, not what they needed, a turnover. Sollenberger trying to connect to Mackenzie Stoner, and it's off the mark. It's going to be Halifax ball. Number 3, Elsa Steinhauer returns back into the lineup for the Wildcats. Paul with the basketball. Being guarded by Taylor Piper. Passes to Steinhauer. Steinhauer looks to Paul. Paul puts it up, and she's fouled.
Looks like might be Piper's third.
It is. Paul's going to go to the line shooting 2. That's going to be Taylor Piper's third foul, team 7th.
Looks like Ashley Ducart's going to come back in to replace Piper with her foul trouble.
Off to mark for the first one. Ashley guarded Paul early in the quarter. She'll return. Paul for her second. She hits that one. Sollenberger with the ball, looking up the floor. Good screen by Daly. Goes inside the Daly. She puts it up and in.
She settled herself there, composed herself, and had a nice layup, Coach.
Good assist from Carly Sollenberger. Rockets stay man-to-man. Paul with the basketball. She puts it up. She's off the mark. Tipped. It's the Lady Rocket basketball. James Buchanan has the possession of the ball. 6:38 left in the second quarter. With Halifax leading 24-10. Rockets need a good possession here.
You need a couple of good possessions in a row here, Coach. Get a little confidence and momentum.
Good backdoor cut by Ashley. Sollenberg with the ball. She stops and pops. In and out. Rebounded by Rowland. She passes to Steinhauer. Steinhauer looks, and they get it right to Montana Paul.
Sollenberger had a good look at that, Coach. I like when she looks for her shot. She's had some nice streaks here this season already.
I think the Rockets in the man-to-man, I think Ducart's going to be a key here to get them back in to stop Paul. She can handle the size difference. Shot put up. We have a tie-up. Jump ball, and it'll be James Buchanan's basketball. Sullenberger looks up the floor to Stoner. Screen to Hartman on the elbow. Looks back into Hartman. Good pass and good. Kaylee Hartman with 2.
Another good backdoor pass by Mackenzie Stoner.
Another assist, Rod. Steinauer with the ball. They get it right back to Paul. She is the key. Everything goes through her, Rod. You can tell that already.
Right back to her.
Puts it up. Good defense by Daly.
Her own rebound, puts back.
Hustles and follows her rebound with the putback. Stollenberger pushing the ball up the floor. Stoner.
To the top of the key. Oh, and that was halfway down. Thought she had that one, Coach. Stepped into that nicely.
Montana Paul with the basketball. Guarded by Ducart. James Buchanan stays in the man-to-man. Halifax does a nice job at spreading you out here. Samantha Mannion with the shot.
Good defense by Hartman there.
Off the mark, tipped out of bounds by Mackenzie Stoner. It stays Halifax ball. Morgan Shugart back in the lineup for the Lady Rockets. She'll replace Mackenzie Stoner. So the Rockets go a little smaller now. Staying man-to-man on the inbounds.
Oh, there's Ashley. Ashley got a steal out top, up to Shugart.
Shugart. Oh, and she's fouled. Good take to the hole by Montana Paul.
Don't think they called a foul, Coach. Think it's just a block out of bounds.
Oh.
Seemed like a lot of contact there and kind of wound up and swatted that, but must have been clean.
Rocket basketball, baseline out of bounds. Looking into Hartman. Tipped, stays Rockets.
You don't see a lot of clean blocks when you wind up like that, Coach. I was a little surprised you didn't get a foul call on that one.
A lot of body as well. Shugart looks for the 3, pops, misses. Rebound by Ducart. Kicks it out to Sullenberger. Sullenberger inside the Daly, back out to Shugart. The Rockets being patient. Going back through their offensive set. Shugart with elbow jumper. Off the
mark. Good hustle by Ducart.
Rebound by Ducart. Good hustle.
Knocked
tipped out of bounds. Stays Lady Rocket basketball.
Back out to Sullenberger. Just about halfway through this second quarter. Coming our way, Coach. Oh.
It's a fan ball. You'd be watching the Yankees. You'd be taking that thing
That's
home
right.
with you.
That's right. I don't get this good a seats at the Yankees games.
Only a matter of time.
we're kind of bleacher creatures at the Yankees games. More interesting up there.
Wells with the basketball. Wells looks inside.
Tucked away by Hartman.
Kirsten Mannion with the ball. She gets it back out to Wells. Wells to Paul. Paul dribbling baseline. Kicks it back out to Kirsten Mannion. Mannion to the bucket.
Oh.
Good tip out by Ashley.
Good hustle by Ashley. Ashley's all over the court here this evening. She's playing hard defensively.
For the Rockets to get back in the game, that's what they need to do, but they need a few others doing the same as Ashley right now.
Looks like Stoner's going to check back in for the, oh, maybe not. Yeah, she is.
We got a stack set for Halifax. They kick it out to Kirsten Mannion. She gets it to 13. Wells
deep
for 3.
Off the side.
Way off the mark.
Oh, did not get the rebound, though. Back out to number 31. She, too, is off.
Rebound by Ducart. She pushes the ball up the court.
Settles it back to Sullenberger. Oh, tipped out by Halifax. Hartman had it for a second. Tipped out by Halifax. The Rockets will retain possession.
Mackenzie Stoner back in the game for replacing Carly Sullenberger. Rocket basketball. Inside the Daly.
Gets position.
Oh, she's just off. Rebounds her own miss. Looks into Stoner off the mark. Turnover. Wells with the ball.
Had a nice look there, Coach. Too bad we couldn't have put that one in. Oh, no. Halifax gets inside.
Back inside the Montana Paul. Now they've taken her off the point and put her inside with the mismatch on a guard. It's a pretty easy bucket. Dukart looking into Stoner. Stoner puts it up and 2.
It's good ball movement that time by the Rockets, Coach.
Caitlin Wells with the ball. Brings it over the timeline, being guarded by Morgan Shugart. Passes to Samantha Mannion. Mannion looks inside. Kicks it to Kirsten Mannion. She's off, but rebounds her own miss. Back out to Steinhauer. She shoots, misses. Rebounded by 20, Mannion.
Morgan Shugart comes up with steal.
Shugart pushes it up the floor.
Loses control. Back to Paul. Paul with a nice pass and a layup.
For Samantha Mannion. That was a good look up the floor.
That was a very controlled, fast break, Coach. They pushed it, but it was very precise and easy layup.
Dukart inside to Hartman. We have a timeout again for the Lady Rockets. That's our second.
Got a full timeout for the Rockets, trying to get things reorganized here.
With 1:48 left in the second quarter, we have the James Buchanan Lady Rockets with 14 and the Halifax Wildcats with 30. So at this point, you know, you're looking to cut into this lead a little bit before the quarter ends.
Get down to single digits, maybe. That'd be a stretch. That'd be a great way to finish the second quarter, first half here.
I think that's probably what Coach Miller's telling the Lady Rockets. To let's get a bucket here and put a little bit of pressure on them. Hopefully get a quick shot or a turnover and get a couple late possessions that are scores before they go into halftime. So single digits would certainly be a goal.
That's maybe a little too aggressive, but cut into the lead somewhat because Halifax is strong so far. I want to thank everybody for watching us on YouTube here this evening. Looks like we have close to 100 people watching us out there. Hopefully we have some Halifax fans that are tuning in this evening since we can't allow visiting fans here during the COVID season. It's also a long drive up to Halifax, and hope things are well up there.
They must have known you were going to be our guest announcer tonight, Rod.
I guess. Drawing them in, packing them in.
You get them all there. All right, rocket ball. Sullenberger will take it out on the baseline. Passes to Dukart. Dukart looks in. Lob pass to Hartman. She puts it up, and she's fouled. She's heading to the line again, Coach.
I think the foul is on 1-4, I believe.
14 is Hannah Rowland. That's her first, I believe. Team's fifth. Hartman with their first.
Hartman has a nice stroke at the foul line.
She has been spot on at the foul line tonight. Here's her second.
Got it.
Another one. Full court pressure by the Rockets, man to man. Shugart on Steinhauer. Steinhauer pitches it to Paul, being watched by Sullenberger. Sullenberger guarding Paul man to man. Pass to Rowland. Rowland looks inside. Nothing there. Back to Paul. Nothing there. To Kirsten Mannion. Inside to her sister. Off. Shot blocked. Paul fakes. Pass to Mannion.
Gets it inside. Misses the layup. Stoner with the rebound. Pushes it down.
Looks into Shugart.
We
had a kick.
Tries to dump it to Hartman. Kick ball by the Wildcats. The Rockets will retain possession.
This is what we're talking about, Rod. This is the couple possessions that the Rockets need. If they can get another score here, we could be in single digits. Dukart with the basketball. Looks into Hartman. This has been a key to them. Hartman goes up with a good spin move. She's just off the mark.
We
have a whistle.
I think she might.
Half. Stoner to the bucket. Puts it up. She's off. Rebounded by Samantha Mannion.
Looks like Mannion might have got hit in the face a little bit there. She's shaking it off as she runs down the court.
Paul with the basketball, being guarded by Sullenberger. Buchanan stays in the man-to-man. Good steal by Kaylee Hartman. She's bringing it up the floor, coast to coast.
I think she might have.
She double dribbles. She was using her inner point guard.
She was all by herself, but couldn't stay ahead there.
That was a good anticipation and good read for that steal. Just the mistake of bringing it over, and good hustle by Kaylee. Number 13 back in the game, Caitlin Wells for Halifax. There's 36 seconds. I believe Coach Stefan's yelling one shot.
Yeah, Halifax is going to look to drain the time here and get a last second shot before the half.
James Buchanan stays full court man-to-man pressure. Ducart on Wells.
Oh.
Paul with the basketball. Back out to Steinauer at the top of the key. Back to Paul, being guarded again by Sullenberger.
Oh.
She loses it. Hartman with the ball. Sullenberger looking up the floor.
Got in a hurry
sloppy
there. Kenzie Stoner's getting up a little slowly at the other end of the court.
There's Paul to the bucket.
Seems to be okay
Good
now.
block by Hartman, but we had a rebound by Samantha Mannion and a putback after the Hartman block to end the quarter. So with the first half ending, Halifax 28 and James Buchanan 16. Just as we discussed before, the possibility of the Lady Rockets cutting the lead to single digits, and they had a couple
of chances there, and then some bad luck there at the end with a block shot and tip right back to the Halifax player, and was able to put it at the buzzer.
Just didn't capitalize on those couple possessions at the end of the quarter, which kept the lead to double digits by Halifax. So,
as a good coaching friend of ours would say, Coach, that was unlucky, right?
It was unlucky, and a couple different ones there. So that's absolutely correct. So. curious to see what Coach Miller does. I think she has to stay in her man-to-man defense and stay pressure. They got some good tip balls, just some late turnovers hurt them. But I think that's what's going to get them back in the game. So
Steinhauer got in some early foul trouble. I think she's a real athletic kid also, and could have a good second half for the Wildcats. Hopefully we can get Mackenzie Stoner some of those threes to start to drop. Haven't heard her get real hot yet this year as she can. And I'd like to see Carly Sollenberger look for her own shot a little bit more here the second half also. But again, size is a matter here with the Halifax Wildcats.
Carly had a monster second half against West Perry on Saturday, so hopefully she can get a little bit of confidence from that game and carry it right over to this. But right away they go right inside to Paul with a matchup with Sollenberger. She misses and Sollenberger rebounds. She brings it up the floor, looks inside. She does stop and pop, misses. She gets her own rebound, looks inside to Daly. Daly puts it up for two. That's the kind of start we needed from the Lady Rockets, to be honest with you, Rod. I think that's what Coach Miller wanted to start the second
good rebound.
half.
Carly came up short on her jump shot, but got the rebound and found Campbell down low for an easy layup.
Paul with the basketball again. There's that man-to-man, put a little bit of pressure.
Oh.
Wells with the shot. She's off. Rebounded by
like,
Halifax. It was
looks
tipped
like
out
it's
by
off Daly. Yep.
It's going to stay Halifax ball.
Two Wildcats were battling each other, and then it tipped off Daly out of bounds. Halifax will keep the ball. Steinauer will inbound.
Get it into Kirsten Mannion. She gets tied up by Stoner.
Oh,
we got a hold. We got on the arm. It's going to be against McKenzie.
Her second foul, Coach.
Her second. That's the first for the Lady Rockets in the second half.
Looked like she had a quick tie up there, but then the Wildcat person maintained control, and then McKenzie had one extra reach and got called for the foul.
Wells for three. She hits the iron. She's off the mark. Rebounded by Halifax. Paul looks into Mannion. Back to Paul. Paul drives the lane.
Pull-up jumper.
She's off. Dukart with the rebound. Sollenberger will bring it up. Another good possession from the Rockets. Got Shugart with the ball. She looks, passes to Sollenberger. Back out to Stoner, looks at the hoop, nothing. Back to Shugart.
Oh, they left her alone there for a second. Didn't look for a shot. Oh, there's a
Daly
tough giveaway.
Mannion,
good hustle by Dukart.
Mannion with the steal brings it up, and Dukart with the hustle. That's what the Rockets need a little bit more of.
Dukart saves an easy basket there by getting back, knocking the ball out of bounds. Thought there might be a foul call, but no foul was called, and the Wildcat possession hit the three from the corner. Rebounded by number 3. Dukart comes out.
Steinauer had the rebound, missed, and Dukart with it. Sollenberger pushes the ball up the floor. She goes to the hole. Shot. We have another charge.
An offensive foul from the outside official.
That foul's on Carly Sollenberger.
Looked like she was trying to weave through traffic in there, Coach. And
that's her first. James Buchanan's second team foul.
Oh.
Sollenberger with tough D. Out to Paul, being guarded by Dukart. They look inside. Back to Paul. She puts
That's a nice play, Coach.
Good give and go there. Good give and go by Halifax.
Nice play, Coach. It's well drawn up. Shugart pops from the corner. A little bit long.
By Samantha Mannion. Caitlin Wells. Steinhauer with the ball. She kicks it out to Kirsten Mannion for 2. Sollenberger with the ball. The Rockets just still
leads back to 14. They tampered with a 10-point deficit there. Tried to get inside to Stoner, knocked away. Rockets will retain possession.
I think we have a foul call.
You do have a foul called. Didn't catch.
I believe it's going to be on Samantha Mannion. I think that's her first, and Halifax is first for the second half. Hartman checks back in the game for Shugart, so they're going big again.
There, gets it to her right away.
Hartman about the free throw line. Good
Daly.
rebound by Campbell Daly, but she throws it away. Here comes Paul up the court, settling her team down, setting up the offense.
Oh, a double dribble.
Double dribble. Going to be Rocket ball. Had a delay in that call, Rod. I think we called it.
I know. Try not to say it too loudly. I don't want to influence any calls here, but it's pretty obvious.
With 4:53 left in the third quarter, we have Halifax 32 and James Buchanan 18.
Sollenberger around the right side. Passes into Daly. Dribbles off of someone's foot. And Halifax comes up with the ball.
Wells with the ball.
Oh.
Being guarded by Ducart. Rockets staying man-to-man.
Hartman with the good defense and a rebound. And going to have a travel as the Halifax player falls to the ground after a little bit of a scrum there. Stoner to Sollenberger. Brings it up for the Rockets. Just about halfway through this third quarter already. The lead will be 14 for the Halifax Wildcats. Rockets just haven't been able to find any kind of continued offensive consistency, I guess. Another turnover there. Wells brings it up, gives it off to Paul.
Just haven't found that person to calm them down in those offensive sets. And there's
Paul pulls up, hits the three from the far corner.
Lady Rockets will take a 30-second timeout here.
So another big shot by Paul. Real nice, smooth, under control. That's a tough one.
Yep.
The lead creeps up to 17 now for the Wildcats.
And with 3:51 left in this third quarter, the Wildcats 35 and the Lady Rockets 18. I think Coach Miller is really at this point, I know in the huddle, I want to motivate my team to come out there and get it going, but it just doesn't seem every time they do something, take 2 steps forward, they're taking a couple steps backward.
You said it earlier, Coach. A lot of turnovers. It's hard to get any offensive continuity when maybe you turn the ball over every couple times down the court and just not even getting any kind of a shot, let alone a good shot.
And James Buchanan just doesn't look like they don't tonight. They don't have that floor presence. Somebody to settle them down to get them going on both sides of the ball. So they're just out of sorts. Where I think that's the impressive thing about Montana Paul. She really puts that team on her shoulders and gets them and leads them. She is the floor general out there for the Halifax.
Yeah, she has a senior presence about her. I'm very impressed by a number of the Halifax players. They're a good team, well coached. Some kind of confusion here with the books, I believe. We'll get it straightened out over by the scorer's table.
Maybe they ought to come over here and ask.
Yeah, I don't think they want to ask me. I don't think I'd recommend that at all.
You're enjoying watching the game just as much as
I know. I'm not paying attention to details.
Heck with these stats, huh?
That's right.
See, that's the old ball coach. He did all the stats.
I can't keep up with Coach Beagle, certainly.
We're just those two. We're just those two types of guys that just
have
lots.
We have lots to say, right?
And talking about
we
it.
have a lot of feedback, a lot of input.
Exactly. Whether we're watching a live game or watching something on TV,
that's right.
That's just the way we operate.
It appears that the issue was resolved satisfactorily, and here we go again. Carly brings the ball up. Again with that 17-point deficit for the Lady Rockets.
Now turns to one
there she
possession
nice.
at a time.
Oh, but can't get the layup to go. Gets the rebound and gets fouled. Probably made that one into a tougher one than it had to be, but she'll get these foul shots here and hopefully knock them down.
Foul's going to be on number 14, Hannah Rowland.
It's her second.
Team's third.
Carly be shooting 2. After a real nice move out in the front court. And then couldn't get the layup to go, got the rebound and got fouled. Makes the first foul shot.
That's Halifax's second team foul. I made a mistake there. I apologize. Carly's second.
Carly knocks them both down.
Rockets are going to head back into their man-to-man defense. Taylor Piper checks back into the game.
Taylor played some scrappy defense early, got into some foul trouble. Ooh.
Number
13 Wells.
Caitlin Wells with a 3.
I think that might have been inside the 3-point.
Sullenberger to the bucket, misses. Rebounded by Paul. Wells looking up the floor. Kicks it to Steinhauer. Steinhauer back to Wells. Halifax staying very patient offensively.
Yep, they know they have the lead. They're playing with the lead very well. Only trying to take good
Rolling
shots.
for the pull-up. She's off the mark. Rebounded by Campbell Daly, pushing it up the floor.
Mackenzie Stoner trying to find a space to get a shot up. Tries to pass into Hartman, tipped away by guess who? By Paul.
Just forcing that ball inside right now to Hartman. Not letting reversal the basketball, and there's a pass into Samantha Mannion.
Now we're going to get a foul on Kaylee Hartman. I believe that's her second personal.
It's going to be the team's third. Number 20, Samantha Mannion, step into the charity stripe for 2. She's off the mark for the first one. She hits the second. It's just one of those games where they just can't find a good rhythm. That's the tough part of this. Both sides of the ball. Every time they get something going, 1 or 2 times, and the next couple possessions, they turn it over.
Sollenberger with a real nice pass to a cutting Campbell Daly for a nice bucket.
Now, see, that's what they need to go to. They need to go back to that more often and make it happen. Rolling with the basketball. Kicks
Another
it back
3.
Out to Wells. She's off the mark. Hartman
kind of did the Rockets a favor. That was a quick 3 there. I'm not sure they necessarily needed that. It's off the mark, and Rockets are pushing down. Carly Zollenberger off to Daly to Piper.
Piper to the bucket. She gets pushed down for the foul.
I believe it's number 13, Wells.
Caitlin Wells.
Looks like her third foul, Coach.
Going to be the team's 4th. Number 44, Kirsten Mannion, reports back into the lineup for Halifax.
Oh, she didn't reestablish herself in the court of play, I don't think. She was still in the air, possibly. The ball was tipped, and Carly got it as she came into the court. But I believe she had not established herself on the court of play when she got the ball.
Well, it's no surprise who's the ball's hands are in.
Yep, she is very
certainly
solid.
Montana Paul. Throughout the course of this game, it goes through her a lot, and she moves well without it, as well as does some great things with it. But Taylor Piper with the steal passes up to Sollenberger. Sollenberger pushes it up, passes to Stoner. Stoner puts it up, and she's going to be fouled. She's going to go to the line by 2.
It's a good aggressive play by Mackenzie there, forcing the contact.
I think the foul's on number 20, Samantha Mannion.
Should be her second, I believe.
It is, and the team's 4th.
Coach Stoner at the line for 2. Knocked down the first one. Shugart's coming back in for Campbell Daly. Rockets have a smaller lineup in here now with 3 guards, and then Stoner and Hartman.
I think we may see a little pressure here. We have timeout Halifax. They'll take a full timeout. So with 1:21 left in the third quarter, we have the Halifax Wildcats leading 38-24. Rockets cutting into that 17-point lead, getting it down to 14. Once again, we're going to sound like a broken record here, Rod. We're going to say, if we can get into single digits here
that's
before
right,
the
that's
end
right.
of the third quarter.
At some point, that strategy is going to run out of efficiency, but that's what we're hoping for.
It's every possession now becomes so critical.
Yeah,
that's the part of this.
Really have to
game.
clamp down on defense, not let up points anymore, because as you know, a 14-point deficit late in the third and fourth quarter is going to be tough to overcome.
The Rockets return back to action tomorrow night. They'll travel to Northern to take on the Polar Bears. JV time is going to be at 5:30 p.m. and varsity time will be at 7. So.
And we have the Northern Polar Bear, the boys here, right?
We have the first place Northern Polar
Bears
that'll
be
to take on Coach Piper's team here tomorrow night. Looking forward to that.
Anxious to see our boys play again. Northern is having a very good season, good program, so it'll be a challenge for our Rockets, but I'm sure Coach Piper will have them coached up, ready to go tomorrow night.
Yes, I think he's excited about that game tomorrow night.
He's an excitable sort sometimes, isn't he?
He is.
Enjoy our coaching staffs all around, Coach.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to work with. All right, it's going to be Halifax's ball. We got the full court pressure that we talked about before that timeout. get the ball into number 14, Hannah Rowland. She brings it up the court. She stops, kicks it out to Kirsten Mannion. Mannion to number 31, Montana Paul. Paul with the basketball, top of the key.
I like that name too, Coach. Montana Paul. That's a good name. It's a good basketball name.
Just goes right off of your tongue.
I like it.
Just get inside for Samantha Mannion.
Wonder what her plans are for next year. She's a senior. Whether she gets plans to play at the next level or not, she certainly has the ability.
She would certainly be one for Shippensburg University to take a look at. And a good steal by Taylor Piper. She goes to the bucket.
Oh, can't
She's
get it
off
to
the
go.
Mark. Rebound by Mackenzie Stoner. She puts it up. She's off the mark.
Hartman with
Fight by
Hartman, and it goes.
All right, Kaylee Hartman with a great hustle play with the steal and the putback. That's what the Rockets need. They need more. They need to see more other young ladies out there doing the same thing that Kaylee Hartman just
Hartman's
did.
added a lot of energy tonight.
Dukart back into the game for Sollenberger. Hartman with the and one, and she's stepping to the line. It's good.
I believe that's her 11th point for this evening. My stats are not.
Dukart ties Paul up. We got a jump on. It's a Rocket ball.
There we go. There we go.
Just as we talked about, the Rockets trying to get this deficit into single digits,
and
it's their ball down by 11.
Yep, a basket here would do that. Down 11 with the ball. A little bit of momentum, playing hard right now for this last few minutes.
Gets us a little excited there. We're looking inside.
Lob pass.
Again, they connect. Kicks it back out to Stoner. Stoner for three. She's off the mark. It's going to be Halifax's ball.
Came up short there a little. Didn't have a lot of space to get that one off, Coach.
It was a good inside-out type of play from Hartman to Stoner. Stoner just didn't have herself set.
Dukart's again pressuring Paul.
Pressuring and pestering, I like to
Pestering,
say.
it's a good word. She is a pest.
She is there.
Pokes away and then falls down.
Does a head first slide, picks herself back up. They look inside.
Good block by Hartman.
Again. We got 5 seconds left. Piper.
Oh, gosh.
Turns it over. We have a travel at the end of the quarter.
We have nothing called at the end. He was going to call a foul. He was going to call a travel, and then the buzzer rang. So we called nothing. And we're gonna head into the fourth quarter with an 11-point deficit for the Rockets. And we didn't, again, Coach, didn't quite get to that single digits. Had a shot. Mackenzie had a look at a three-pointer, but came up a little short. And then got a little sloppy here at the end with Halifax getting the ball at the very end.
Well, as Mother Dorothy used to tell me, I sound like a broken record. We're right back to, each possession is going to matter here in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be imperative that the Rockets take care of the basketball and defend. I think they showed signs of that with about 2 minutes left in that third quarter. So that's something I think that if it carries over into the fourth, they got a shot.
Sorry, Coach, I was adjusting my mask and headset all together here. I had a little technical malfunction. Yeah, I agree. We can't have any more turnovers. Need to take care of the basketball. Need to get good shots. And need to keep playing defense. I thought we played harder defense in the third quarter. There's some extra energy in the Rockets right now. If we can maintain that, get good shots.
The Lady Rockets will begin with Mackenzie Stoner, Campbell, Daly. Hartman stays in the game. Carly Sollenberger and Ashley Dukart to start the fourth. Halifax ball. The Rockets stay in a man-to-man. Paul with the basketball at the top of the key.
There's that presence, Coach. Just calms down, points out directions, calls out a play.
No need to rush. Paul using a screener. Shoots off the mark. Rebound by Dukart.
Dukart's everywhere, Coach.
She is.
Tough angle for that pass. Attempt into Hartman. Overthrows her.
There's those possessions we're talking about.
Yeah, I was just going to say, first time we had the ball here in this fourth quarter, we have a kind of a tough pass, tough turnover.
There's not many turnovers per quarter, and to not take care of the basketball hurts. So here we go.
Good defense by Sollenberger. Almost forces a turnover. Paul retains possession.
Wells for the shot. She's off the mark. Again, number
Out
20,
the ball for
Samantha
three.
Mannion.
Got it.
Mannion was big on that possession to keep the ball alive and kick it back out for the made three. That's a dagger right now for the Rockets.
Yeah, there was a tough battle for possession there on the rebound. Pass into Hartman. Oh, rolls off the rim. Stoner with a good rebound. Tries to go up. Gets fouled. In the process, we go to the line, shoot 2.
That foul's on number 44 for Halifax, Kirsten Mannion. That'll be her second. Team 6th. Stoner at the line for 2.
The fouls have turned around this quarter or this half, Coach. So James Buchanan was fouling a lot more in the first half and worked the Wildcats into the bonus. The JB will be in the bonus for the rest of this possession. The rest of this half, this game.
Mackenzie just seems a little out of sorts
Yep.
tonight.
Yep, doesn't have her normal fluid shot, I don't think.
Nope. She was off the mark, and Daly did a nice job with the rebound. Passed it out to Sollenberger, but Sollenberger turned it over. Wells with the basketball again. Halifax setting it up. They're going to be patient. They're going to take some time off the clock here. Wells to Montana Paul. Paul looking. Gets a good screen.
Long on that 3.
Hits the top of the backboard, and it's going to turn over to Rocket basketball. The other and Morgan Shugart check back in the game. We're going to have another timeout by the Lady Rockets. With 5:11 left in the fourth, we have Halifax 43 and the James Buchanan Lady Rockets with 30. So we're back in that 13-point deficit. They just can't shake that 11, 13, 14-point deficit right now and can't get it into those single digits.
Yep, it's been about that same difference the whole second half. I had to move temporarily into superintendent mode, Coach. There's some weather coming tonight, so I was checking my weather forecast. Might be an early morning for superintendents tomorrow morning.
You'll be riding the roads again, right?
We certainly hope to get tomorrow in the school, though. We've had a already altered weather week this week. We had a FID day on Monday. We had a good old-fashioned snow day on Tuesday, and of course Wednesday's a virtual instruction. We finally had school today. But I tell you, even today the roads were kind of rough out by one of our elementary schools. So we were happy to get our day in today, and hopefully we'll do it again tomorrow. But it's looking a little bit questionable.
I just want to tell you, being an old-timer, I really enjoyed that good old-fashioned snow day.
I enjoyed calling a good old-fashioned snow day, and I enjoyed it myself, actually. I have said throughout my whole career, even as a student, I love snow days. I loved it as principal. They're not as much fun as being superintendent, but that was a good one. basket by number 44.
Kirsten Mannion with 2.
Brings the Wildcat lead to 15 here, just about halfway through the fourth quarter.
I think that the Rockets have to have a little sense of urgency here. They
Good turnaround by Stoner. Gets a nice roll.
They got to push, and they got to get up on people and start playing a little full court man-to-man and start getting a little pressure and hope for some turnovers here.
I just think the Halifax team has a lot of poise handling the ball. They don't seem to be rattled by any kind of pressure we've had. Knocked away. Oh, nice save by Paul. Sollenberger keeps it. Is out on the break.
For 2.
Gets a nice little layup. Thought she might draw some contact there. Did not, but made the layup. Brings it back to 11.
Here we go again. 2 really good possessions. Need another defensive stop.
Just seems like our energy wasn't right to start the game, Coach. There's more energy now. But, again, haven't been able to get below that 10 or 11-point deficit.
I hear Coach Miller yelling, denied the ball. They're looking inside. Oh. Hartman tips it, and it'll stay Halifax's ball. They were looking inside for Kirsten Mannion, number 44. Kaylee tipped the ball out of bounds. Stays Halifax. Here comes Samantha Mannion back in the game, number 20 for Halifax. She'll replace number 14, Hannah Rowland. They didn't leave her out of the lineup too long.
No, they didn't. Good ball movement. Number 3 thinks
Steinauer
corner shot, gets her own rebound.
And that's the tough part of this. You get a stop and we don't box out.
Good rebound by Carly, tipped it, and then Mackenzie Stoner got the rebound and secured it for the Rockets. And then we threw the ball away into the corner for another Rocket turnover.
Got timeout with Coach Miller and the Lady Rockets with 3:36 left in the game. We have the Halifax Wildcats leading 45-34.
Yep, going to be hard to cut into the lead, Coach, if we don't take better care of the ball.
Giving second and third shots don't help much on the defensive end. And then when you gain possession and you push and throw the ball away, that doesn't help either. I don't think I'd want to look at the stat sheet tonight to see the amount of turnovers that the Lady Rockets have.
That's not on my sheet, Coach. I'm not keeping those.
You wouldn't be keeping it anyway. So
I know, that's right.
I wouldn't ask you to
that's
do
just
that
another
either.
stat I would not be keeping.
In the other part of this, I think turnovers has killed them, and I think when you look at Halifax out-rebounding them, they're probably in a double-digit sort of deficit there in the rebounding, and that's been the difference.
If you look size, even at the guard level, their guards are bigger than our guards. They've got some good size inside. They have nice athletes for Halifax and good size. So looking ahead, we said we have tomorrow night's Northern, Coach. How's the Northern York girls team?
They're pretty solid too. They would be almost on they just recently lost to Shippensburg in a close game, so we should match up if we come out ready to play.
Okay.
And then Saturday we have our makeup snow. We're traveling to Big Spring for that team. So we have 2 challenges ahead of ourselves. So we'll see what happens.
The last foul was on Carly Sollenberger. That was her second. Only the 4th team foul for the Rockets. So
they're spreading them out a little bit more.
Yep, taking time off the clock.
Making sure Montana Paul touches the ball after at least 2 touches.
She moves well off the ball too, Coach.
She had a clear lane, but she brought it out. It looks like they're going to start holding the ball.
Ooh, Taylor Piper almost got her stripped cleanly, but called the foul. It's going to be the Wildcat ball on the end line.
The Lady Rocket fans didn't agree with that call, Rod.
A couple close calls here.
4th in the team's 5th. We have a good.
We
have a shot by Wells.
Number 13 Wells hits a shot from the corner. Puts the lead back to 13 for the Wildcats. Running. Oh, that's some contact there. Didn't get a foul. Carly steps into one, hits a 3.
Nothing but net, Rod.
Like I said, I like her shot when she steps into a 3. It's pretty. It's nice.
Just has to be looking for it a little bit.
I agree.
When the Rockets don't have any sort of scoring going, I think Carly's got to start looking at that shot. Mannion's getting a call for
double dribble. Good defense there by Hartman, forcing that issue.
She probably should have had a walk ahead of that. We had a timeout with Halifax right now. Not sure what's going on.
Well, did he call that before the?
Referee saying that Halifax possibly called that timeout.
I think he gave him a timeout before the double dribble, possibly. I didn't see who he said has the out of bounds, but judging by the Rocket reaction, I think he might have called it Halifax ball timeout before the double dribble.
Looked like Samantha Mannion took a little bust there before she double dribbled, but that was not called. So.
Little Fred Flintstone action, right?
Exactly.
She's getting the wheels spinning.
Exactly. So here we are. We're at a 10-point lead.
I didn't notice that, Coach. You're right.
Can the Rockets put some pressure?
But we're running out of minutes, so that's the problem. A 10-point lead 16 minutes ago would have been great. 10-point lead now is going to be a little tough because we're running out of time.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank another one of our sponsors throughout the course of our athletic season, Meyerly and Lowe Photography. They provide us with all of our athletic pictures for our athletes and our digital scoreboard. Again, I want to thank Jason Ellis and TelePlus for everything that they've done in supplying us with our live stream throughout the course of the fall and winter season. Jason has been here countless hours, and I want to apologize to Jason tonight for ruining his dinner. He was out at dinner, and we were having some difficulties because we got some new equipment. So
Jason gives us real-time feedback too, as we're announcing, right?
Yes, he does.
Mic checks, sound checks.
Halifax turnover here, Rod. This is what we've been waiting for, the possible single digits.
Just over 2 minutes remaining.
We have to have a little bit more sense of urgency.
We got to go. We got to go.
Getting the people that need the basketball to score. We had a kick ball by Paul. Coming up towards our security guard, Dean the Dream. He's going to pick it up. Pass it on. Don't hurt yourself there, Dean.
He made the telecast tonight, Dean. Way to go. Got his name in the minutes.
He looked like a shortstop back
I know.
there.
Scooped it up. The underhanded toss back to the Halifax player.
Rocket basketball inbounds to Taylor Piper to Stoner, shooting the three. And she's
got
on
it.
the mark.
Back
Here we go, Rod.
down to 7.
Goes the roller coaster.
Big three by McKenzie.
Paul bringing the ball up the floor. She's being guarded by Piper. She's picked off by her own teammate.
At some point, Coach, we have to think about fouling here. We're two fouls from the bonus.
Paul she's off the mark. Rebound Daly.
Missed the layup
with the basketball. She's pushing it up the floor. She passes to Stoner. Stoner for three.
Oh, my.
She's off the mark.
That was a tough one there. She wasn't real well balanced to shoot that three.
Rebounded by Caitlin Wells.
Foul on Ducard, I believe.
That'll be Ashley's second. That'll be the team's sixth. They need one more to put Halifax in the bonus. Now it comes down to who do you foul, too.
Yeah, we haven't.
Certainly we don't want to put the ball in Paul's hands.
We haven't had a whole lot of foul shots by Halifax. Okay, there we got the foul on Piper. That's
her fifth.
It's her fifth. That'll be all for Taylor.
Hartman's going to check back in the game for Taylor.
Rockets had the foul there to get into the bonus. To try to.
Not the person as a coach I'd want to foul there.
Correct, but she has the ball all the time. It's hard to.
Tana Paul for 101.
Hard to get the ball away from her.
And she's money. Just stepped to the line for the second one. We got 1:24 left in the fourth.
She hits
Paul's
them both
good for the second.
confidently.
Sullenberger's pushing the ball up the floor.
Oh.
Tipped out of bounds, looking for Mackenzie Stoner. 9-point lead with 1:20 to go in the game. Looks inside to Hartman.
Good catch by Hartman. Oh, gosh.
We got a jump ball. It's going to stay Rocket ball.
Got a generous jump ball there. Kind of got it from behind.
Bear hug jump
that was. It's a bear hug jump ball. We'll take that. It's good. The Halifax bench. Oh, we'll steal here by Steinauer.
Stepped in the passing lane.
Takes it the whole way and gets the layup.
She certainly anticipated that pass to the top of the key and stepped in that passing lane, and she was off to the races.
A good pass by Carly.
Hartman
over to Hartman.
Two.
And that's Carly being aggressive. Didn't make her own shot that time, but good, nice shot for Kaylee Hartman. Oh.
Got a push. Number 13, Caitlin Wells is going to be heading to the line for a 1-on-1.
Sollenberger, it's her third, I believe.
One-on-one for Caitlin Wells. And she's good.
It's funny, Coach, I know we have limited crowds here this year because of COVID concerns, but it feels like the crowds that we have don't even make as much noise as they used to. It's so quiet in here.
It's certainly been a different year for all of us. We've had our ups and our downs and our challenges, but when I see our young people out on athletic venues and fields and arenas and gymnasiums, it's something for me that
like I said earlier, I would not have bet you a lot of money that we'd be doing all this year. It was pretty bleak back in the summertime. We were planning things, and just happy that we had give kids a chance. McKenzie with a step back three, a little bit short off the front rim.
Rebounded by number 44, Kirsten Mannion. I have to say, along with that, Rod, I'm just really proud of our coaches and our players for making sure that they follow the procedures.
Done everything we've asked. Yep.
And you know, it's not been easy for them, but they've taken it and rolled with it, and I just really appreciate their efforts.
Yep, they've done everything we've asked. Our coaches have been great, followed all the protocols that we have to put in place. Worked through the ups and downs of November with some, school closures and things like that. And we had a remote time period there where we were all out. Glad to be back now. We're certainly feeling somewhat optimistic about the rest of this winter and spring, and just hope we have better things to come. We talk a lot about our senior class. Last year's senior class, didn't have a normal ending to their school year. This year's senior class, or any class for that matter, but the seniors especially, have not had much normality at all. So hopefully we can give them a good spring here and finish the year as normally as possible. Oh, there's another.
Paul hits 1 out of 2 from the line.
Long pass.
Another turnover for the Rockets.
Daly picks it off back.
Rockets get it back. Stoner looks inside
to
to
Hartman.
Hartman misses the little layup, rebounds, and that's going to end this game, Rod, with the Halifax Wildcats 54 and our James Buchanan Lady Rockets 42.
I tell you, Rockets did some better things in that second half. I think it was consistency that finally did them in. Again, taking care of the ball, getting consecutive good shots was a problem for us there in the second half. But we played hard.
I think the one thing that the Lady Rockets can take from this game this evening is the fact that they didn't give up, that they kept plugging away. The biggest difference, I think, in the game was, I think anytime they tried to make a run in the game, they just shot themselves in the foot with a turnover.
Yep, I agree. Taking care of the ball is important in every sport, but certainly in basketball, it's a necessity. We can tighten that up a little bit. But again, I thought we played hard in the second half. Saw some good things. I like when Hartman played a great game. I thought Carly did a good job whenever she was pushing the ball, looking for her own shot. So Mackenzie got a couple shots to go down there in the end. So certainly there's things to build on, and we're looking forward to watching the rest of the season.
Well, once again, to remind everybody, we appreciate you for tuning in to the Tuscarora School District Sports Channel. Tomorrow night, the Lady Rockets will travel to Northern to take on the Northern Polar Bears. That game time is JV's. Time will be at 5:30, followed by the varsity at 7. Our James Buchanan boys basketball team will come back home again. We haven't seen them in a while, and take on the Northern Polar Bears as well. Northern is in first place right now in our league, undefeated.
Looking forward to seeing.
So the Rockets will have a tall task ahead of them tomorrow night, but one that I know that Coach Piper will have the team
ready to go. Have them ready to go. We'll look forward to being here tomorrow evening again to broadcast our boys Rockets as they take on the Polar Bears of Northern.
So the pleasure was mine tonight.
It's awesome.
Thanks for our superintendent.
Thanks for the invite. It's fun.
Step up to the mic. So for Rod and myself, Larry Stroud, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and we look forward to the game tomorrow night here at Rocket Arena. And we will say good night, and we'll see you soon.
All right, signing off. Thanks a lot.